And starting with a sad story of a mother, of a wife who died while waiting for an ambulance. Now, the coroner who saw this case suggested that the country's ambulance service lobby the government for more funding after a man watched his wife die despite calling 111 5 times, followed by his son, who called the service to say that his mother wasn't breathing. The St John Ambulance Service has also been advised to assess emergency call-taking processes to see if improvement is needed in communication with callers who may not speak English as their first language. The recommendations are contained in a coroner's finding released late last year after inquiry into the death of Auckland woman Solifua Sharon Tapuvai. It was just after 6 p.m. on July 29th, 2021, when she collapsed at home. The 54-year-old died of an acute heart condition as her husband called for an ambulance, as I said, 5 times, and were told that none were available. After the son then called to say that his mother was now not breathing, the call was then elevated to a purple response, which is a priority response. Coroner Janet Anderson said the tragic death highlighted the seriousness and distressing impacts that can occur when there are insufficient ambulance resources available in communities. And although it is not possible to conclude if Tapavai would have survived if an ambulance had been more quickly dispatched, she was very concerned at the lack of ambulance availability. Now, the country's ambulance service is funded by Health New Zealand and ACC. They fund about 82% of the service at a cost of about $195 million a year. The rest is made up through donations and a part charge of $98 for patients that do ring an ambulance and require one. Faye McCann is the National Ambulance Coordinator of First Union, and she joins me now. Good afternoon, Faye.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for your time, Faye. I mean, this is a tragic story, and sadly, she's not alone. There have been other incidents over the years of, people waiting many hours for an ambulance, and there are many reasons, obviously, why. But I mean, as essential as an emergency ambulance service as New Zealand still isn't fully funded by the government, why is that?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense for it to continue running as a charity. Ideally, it needs to be 100% government funded, and it should also come back under public control.
Well, St John's CEO Peter Bradley has said there is no benefit to the government taking over the National Ambulance Service. He says, in his words, St John is doing an excellent job. Are they?
I think our members would disagree with that. I mean, the fact that they keep being in the financial situation that they're in now, and they've had to make cuts to the service, just doesn't really line up with what he's saying there. I think there's been continuous frustration from our members throughout the years to see that it is underfunded, and that it shouldn't be relying on donations for someone to be able to get an ambulance to them.
That's true. Now, you have said before that your members, they want to see more transparency in what part of what are we talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think because St John does have their charity status, there's certain things that they don't have to report on, and our members are constantly asking, like, where is the money going? So I think, although they're not disillusioned that it would go under government control and then all of a sudden all the issues would be gone, but it would be nice that they would be held accountable for these issues, and it would be more transparent in exactly where the money was going.